Welcome along, guys. Track guide number 8. It's Zandvoort. Definitely like this circuit. Like the sort of flowing nature of it. But yeah, as I always say, if you're new to the channel, I'd love a subscribe. Hit that thumbs up if you like this video. Leave a comment down below if you specifically want to see a certain track that I haven't done yet. Obviously, I will be getting through all 19 tracks, one track every week. But yeah, I'll shut up, I'll stop waffling, and let's get into it. Okay, coming down the main straight, over the start finish line. You want to be coming down, you want to be just before the line and just before the 100 board. We'll have a look outside. So yeah, just after the first marker board, but between the 100 and the marker board. So coming down, again, heavy braking. I tend to stay out to the left and then sort of cut in. As you'll see, you want to be down into second. So then coming in then sharply, coming quite close to the curb. Obviously you don't want to run the curb, it will sort of send the car in all different directions. So, and then back on the gas as early as possible. I think because of the corner's not level, it's got a bit of camber to it. It aids in getting onto the gas quite quickly. So yeah, coming down at speed, again down to second, turn in, hugging the inside on the power now, letting it obviously push out. Obviously not as far as I did, but yeah. So up to the next braking zone. So a bit more of a difficult one, this one. There's no real mark, so you're just gonna have to gauge yourself. So sort of maybe halfway on the curb, the red and white curb. So hard braking, coming down. I tend to stay in third. You could possibly take it in second, but I tend to find that you gain slightly more speed in third, especially in the Bentley. So again, coming round, don't touch the curb on the inside again. Let the car drift out slightly, or want to try and drift out quite far. Again, you don't want it to, because if you touch a wheel on the grass or the curb, it seems to unsettle the car. This one again is difficult. So coming round, so yeah, again, as I said, this one's difficult. You're probably looking just after the curb. The outside shot should show us, so yeah, just after the end of the white and red curb, you want to brake. You'll probably feel the motion as well. You'll start to sort of get a sort of not resistance, a muscle memory to it of where you're supposed to brake, because it is a sort of flowing sequence of corners. But yeah, coming round, again hugging the inside of the apex, but again not touching the curb. It's sort of a theme with this track. The sort of raised curbs you don't really want to touch, letting it run out and then getting on the gas as soon as possible. You can run out quite wide on this one. It doesn't seem to lose you a lot of time. But again, coming round, stay away from the curb, sort of run close but away from it. Let it car drift out and then onto the gas. This is flat out all the way down here. GT4s, I think you have to slightly lift in the GT4, but the GT3s is flat out. So up here you're looking for the ambulance. There it is on the left. The outside view should show you a little bit better there. So just before the ambulance, you're braking. Again, hard on the brakes. Don't want to let the car drift out too much under braking either. Dip a wheel on the sand or grass and that's it, lap over. So down to 2 gears to third, hugging the inside. Again, not touching the curb. It will unsettle the car because it's a slightly raised curb. Getting on the gas then as soon as you feel that the car won't then drift out over to the left too much and onto the sand. So now we'll see at speed, coming in, down 2 gears, sort of feathering the throttle slightly, then back on the throttle. And then down to this next braking zone. This braking zone, just after the bridge, or sort of possibly slightly under it. We'll have a look outside. So literally just after the line of the bridge. And again, this is a tricky corner. I tend to have difficulties with this corner. You sort of want to take it down 2 gears. You want to cut in. You don't want to cut too much of this curb. That's probably about ideal. And then let the car come out. Problem with cutting too much of the curb in the inside of, I noticed in a longer race, you tend to then get pressure loss on that tyre because you're just smacking the car across it every lap. This one's a difficult one, not really a marking zone. On the outside there is a man just about, as you can see. That's probably your marker for this one. So again, this might be muscle memory, resistance, again the flow of the track, and lap after lap working out where to brake and just braking at that same point. So down 2 gears for this, hugging the inside, then getting on the gas as sort of early as possible. You can get on the gas quite early here because the track is pretty wide. Letting the car then sort of push itself out to the left. So coming in at speed, just hugging the inside, back on the throttle as soon as letting the car come out. This one you're looking for the ambulance on the right this time. It's obviously just before it. You'll see that from the outside view. So maybe the sign on the left, the ambulance on the right, which is slightly further ahead. But yeah, they're your marker points. So this one, I'm sort of middle of the track with this. Don't go too far out to the right. Down to second. And cutting back in. You can actually touch the curb. Quite a good portion of the curb on this one. It doesn't seem to unsettle the car. It just seems to make the corner easier as well, and the exit. And then yeah, back on the throttle as soon as possible, letting the car just drift out to the right, and then onto the next braking zone. So we're coming in down to second. I said hugging a little bit of that curb, and then letting the car drift out. So on down to the next braking zone. Just a slow chicane. So you want to be braking probably just after the line and before the curb. So yeah, a bit of a difficult one. The 100 board there as well, which we didn't notice. So we're looking for the 100 board. So it's slow motion there, bringing it down. So yeah, you want to go down to first. You don't want to touch the curb on the inside because it definitely unsettles the car. You can take a portion of it, but yeah, not a massive amount. And bringing the car slightly to the right before you turn into the left. Again, you don't want to be taking too much of this. I've seen cars on Xbox especially hit the sausage and literally go up in the air. So yeah, you can take a little bit of it, but yeah, not much. Let the car then obviously drift out to the right. Again, take a little bit of the curb. You don't really want to go onto the sort of the rumble type strip that's there, otherwise yeah, it will scrub some time off of your lap. So turn in into first, staying in first, hugging the inside, letting it rotate out, back on the gas, and then up to the final corner of the lap. So coming down to this one, you want to be looking for the 50 board. There it is. You're pretty much sort of bang on to that. We'll have a look on the outside. Yeah, pretty much bang on the 50 board. So we're sort of in third. This is a difficult one. So I tend to go up to fourth and then drop it to third. You can leave it in third and then brake, but you need to be braking at the right point. So then yeah, you want to cut a good portion of this on the inside, as you'll see. Obviously staying off the grass though, and it just widens the exit of the corner, and it's almost like a double whammy. It's like 2 corners in one, so you sort of get a bit of a straight. But this will tend to be full throttle, so you don't, yeah, there'll be no braking or feathering the throttle. I can get round here full speed. I want to be hugging the inside again, but don't touch the curb because it'll unsettle the car and it will scrub speed off. Considering this is a flat out corner, then onto the flat out straight, you don't want to be scrubbing any time off or losing time now with your foot sort of buried to the throttle. So again, coming in, cutting a good portion of that, letting it drift out without getting on the sand, and then full boot. So you get just hugging the inside again, and then all the way down to the start finish line.